Joining us on this afternoon's Cakey Tea is Sophie Ellis-Bextor. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm starving hungry. Can we crack on with the cake?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very much in the mood for cake.
Okay. Cornish Cakey Tea. Mum puts all the cakes on the table. Sophie, it's virtual, so you can kind of take your pick as to what you would have on the table. What do you fancy?
Well, I actually eat every kind of cake, but today, can I have a slice of the coffee cake, please?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in the mood for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't see. We were talking about this on the show recently, and we kind of, before guests come on, we kind of try and guess what kind of cake they would like. And we thought, because we think you're quite posh, so we thought red velvet for you.
Nah.
No.
It's all right, but it's not my favourite.
Okay.
My actual all-time favourite is just a really classic Victoria sponge.
Me too.
Oh, that's my favourite of all time, but coffee cake is the one my dad really likes, with walnuts on it. So I do like that. And then I'm very partial to a carrot cake as well.
Nice.
But, I expand. I will have banana cake. I just want something, to be honest, it's not really about the cake. It's about the ratio, sponge to icing.
So are we talking, are you a loads of sponge girl or slap on all the icing you can get?
I'm definitely more in the sponge department.
Right, me too.
And I can't really make cakes. It's like not my thing. My sister, Martha, is very good. She's the family baker and she's excellent. So I leave it all to her.
See, but Sophie, everybody in lockdown was learning how to bake, but clearly you were too busy doing your little kitchen discos, weren't you, to concentrate on the baking?
Yeah, and that's fine. My husband actually, Richard, he did learn how to bake and he did all the stuff that everybody did. He got, a mother, went in the fridge and he made sourdough and all, literally went full lockdown cliche. It was very good. And so long as someone is making some nice bread, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Also, I think like a lot of households, we kind of divvied up who was doing what. And if I wasn't doing discos, then I was doing laundry. That was like my main thing, like kids' schoolwork and laundry. And Richard did the cooking and the cocktails. So
you were teacher, were you? You had to play teacher.
Yeah, which was a very uncomfortable hat to wear, given that, when the kids are at school, I spend a lot of time questioning how their teachers are doing things. And suddenly they were not taking it from me, that suddenly I was the teacher.
When was the last time you've been to lovely Cornwall, Sophie?
Well, I feel like I've been there vicariously recently. My sister was there literally the week before last, and she had all the pictures she was sending about, which is so gorgeous. But the last, I've bobbed in and out, but the last time I was there properly was for my mum's birthday. I think it was her 62nd, and we went as a whole family, all of us. So that was about 5 years ago now, and we had an amazing week. Really amazing.
So are you a beach person, or do you do the sightseeing thing when you come down?
I do all of it, actually. I mean, Cornwall's where I used to go on holiday when I was a kid. So we used to go to Polruan and Foy, like that was somewhere we went, I think maybe like 3 or 4 years on the trot. So I love all of it. I think you've got to do a moment where it's crab sandwiches on the beach. I think that's got to be part of your Cornish experience.
I completely agree. Topped off with a proper cream tea, obviously.
Yeah, all of that. I'm up for all of it. I mean, Cornwall's it's just one of those beautiful places, and it's so nice if you go with someone who's never been before and they sort of discover it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I've got family in the West Country as well, so maybe I'll stop off and see them on the way home.
There you go. Let's talk music, shall we?
Okay.
The new song is Hypnotise, which is basically a disco stomper, isn't it?
It's definitely very dancey, and it's pretty sort of insistent. It's a very funny little song, and I really love it. And it's kind of a bit wonky, and it's a bit like going on the waltzers or something. It kind of twirls you around for a bit.
Is there a dance routine to this as well?
Yeah, because I started doing the song on tour back in March when I was doing my UK tour, and I just found myself doing a little dance routine, and then it just stuck, and now all the bands do it with me when I do it live, and I teach the crowd, and then I get large numbers of people all doing it together, which is amazing. And I wish I'd discovered it sooner, because it makes you feel really powerful.
Oh my God. I wonder, you seriously, if you're on stage and you see the whole audience just kind of doing it must be amazing.
It really is. It's like you feel like you're part of like a troupe. And it's amazing how quickly people pick it up. So it's basically just using like your arms, so you can do it like when you're just standing there. And then really fun. And getting my band to do it's been brilliant. Like Richard, my husband, is in my band, so I think it's the first time I've ever seen him do any choreography.
I'll tell you what, why don't we play it and you can teach it to me while it's playing, and then you can do the Strictly thing and then mark me out of 10. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay, all right, here it comes.
You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized. You will never have the key to my heart. Pay attention to the things that I said. I had told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes. Here we go at it again. You see, this position is not for me, and it just wasn't meant to be. The decision is mine to leave you, so I've grown so tired of the mind games you play. So warm in the night, yet so cold in the day. You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized, and you will never have the key to my heart. Pay attention to the things that I said. I told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes. Here we go at it again. You see, this position is not for me, and it just wasn't meant to be. The decision is mine to leave you, so I've seen the light and I'm moving along. It never was right, and I'm done with your wrong. I've grown so tired of the mind games you play. So warm in the night, yet so cold in the day. You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized. You will never have the key to my heart. Pay attention to the things that I said. I had told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes. You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized. You will never have the key to my heart. Pay attention to the things that I said. I had told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes.
Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Hypnotised. She is our guest on KKT. More from Sophie in just a moment.
You're in the front row, basking in the melody, at one with the bass. The rhythm has claimed you.
Yeah!
The next train on platform 1 is the 14:30 to Cardiff Central.
With exclusive live coverage and music sets on demand, now everyone can be there without being there. Reading and Leeds. Watch on iPlayer. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Sophie Ellis-Bextor is on the show today. Sophie's joined us for KKT. Coffee cake for Sophie today.
Yep.
But we've just been learning the Hypnotised routine. It's a bit difficult for me, Sophie.
No, you nailed it.
Do you
were
think?
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
I
being
think
very kind.
I knew you would be good. You have that look about you of a dancer.
Oh my God, no one's ever said that to me before, but thank you, I'll take it. I'm happy, I'll take that. So if you were Craig Revel Horwood on the panel, what would your comments be?
Oh, well, you know what? You would even charm Craig.
Wow.
So I think you would say that you had just an enthusiasm that really just made you smile, and for that reason, he's giving it a 10.
It's the shirt, isn't it? It's the Hawaiian shirt, isn't it? That's what's doing it today. I can tell. Blinded you. That's what's happened. So you've been working with. Now, how do I pronounce their name? Is it Woo Who?
Well, it's Wo, and he's known to me as Pete, so you can say Pete as well.
Pete,
But
okay.
yeah. So Wo is the name of Pete, and he's a very talented Glaswegian producer and songwriter, and he got in touch with me with this track, and I just thought, oh yeah, that's lovely. And as we've got to know each other, we've realised we've got very similar reference points in terms of what kind of pop music we get excited about. So it's been really lovely to work together on this.
Come on, Sophie, you're a disco girl, aren't you?
I love disco, I love pop, I love indie. My heart is big for music. There's loads of stuff going on in there.
So what do you listen to at home? Do you two, are you arguing over the streaming service? What are you going to play?
I mean, the only thing is that sometimes Richard puts on stuff that I feel is a bit dirgy. I'm probably more in the upbeat side of things. But there's lots of stuff we listen to together, like, I don't know, War on Drugs and Vampire Weekend and Lord. And, you know, we've got lots of crossover, Richard and I. We listen to music all the time. There's often something on, yeah.
So your go-to disco tunes, because I do a disco show on Saturday night, right? 10 o'clock on Saturday night, we play all the disco classics. So what are your go-to disco tracks?
Well, my all-time favourite is the Thelma Houston version of Don't Leave Me This Way, which I just adore, because for me, you know it's a good song when it takes you on the same journey, no matter what mood you're in when it starts. And I always end up, totally ensconced in that world that it creates around you. But I also love classics like You Make Me Feel by Sylvester or September by Earth, Wind and Fire. I love Born to Be Alive by Patrick Hernandez. I'm a sucker for so much of it because it's got this like puppy dog quality to it, disco, for me. It's like it just wants you to love it. It's bringing you all the tricks. It's all the bells and whistles, and it just wants to kind of just fill the world around you with all this sound. So you're just brought into that dance floor. I think that's what I love about disco.
So you just basically reeled off my Saturday night playlist.
Perfect.
And we were doing something on the show earlier, which is a simple question. You might have even answered it already. If you're in a bad mood, what is one song that instantly gets you out of that bad mood? And mine was September by Earth, Wind and Fire.
That is a great tune. That is great. I mean, the one I thought of actually, do you want it a disco song or just any song?
Any song, yeah.
The one I thought of is actually Storm in a Teacup by the Fortunes, which is what my dad used to sing to me when I was little.
Wow.
And I think it's just such a sweet little song. And it's just a song about, just don't worry about it. Everything you're worried about right now is just a storm in a teacup and everything will blow over. And I think that's just it's so charming. It's so sweet. It's really innocent.
Of your songs would be the instant mood lifter, if you could pick one of your own?
Actually, the one that popped into my head when you said that is a song called Wild Forever, which is a song that I did with Ed Harcourt on my second album I did with him, an album called Familia. And it's just a song about how even when you're an adult, you can sometimes still seize a moment and be spontaneous and do something that's just keeping you in touch with that side of you that likes to have an adventure every once in a while.
For me, I think it's got to be Murder on the Dance Floor.
Murder, yeah. I suppose that's a song I share with lots of people.
It's just such it's such an uplifting song.
You know what's quite sweet as well is that when I sing it, I still think of when I first signed to Polydor, I've got a group of girlfriends I've known since school, and I played them all of my album when it was just being written. And my friend Alison really loved Murder on the Dance Floor. And then when first ever time I performed it live, I dedicated it to her because she just split up with her boyfriend. And I was like, I want to, dedicate it to my friend because she, it'll hopefully help heal her broken heart. And I think it's really, I still think of it as her song even now, even though it was 22 years ago.
All right. What about a song by The Feeling?
Oh, it's got to be Fill My Little World. That's
No. Love It When You Call.
Well, I love them all, but I Love It When You Call came later. So when I first started dating Richard, Fill My Little World was already written.
Okay.
And so that one became like this song that was like through, I don't know, us having our first baby. They played it at my mum's birthday party. It just became this song that was like part of the soundtrack of that period. But I do love It When You Call. I mean, that's great. And I love Stone, and I love a song called Kettles On that's on that album. I mean, I can't really even... I'm such the feeling is so woven into my life.
Of course. Of course.
I love the new album as well. All the new stuff's brilliant. So yeah, it's lucky, isn't it? I love it so much.
And actually, yeah, very fortunate. And actually, they played in Cornwall not so long ago, didn't they? The Feeling.
Oh, yes, they did.
They did the Travelling Feast, I remember. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I know. I was quite jealous of that because it's really nice when you get a chance to come to Cornwall for a show. Hopefully I can do it one day.
Come on. Yeah, I was going to say, you need to get yourself down here, Sophie, and play, don't you?
Yeah, I'm open to it. I was in Exeter last weekend, so I wasn't too far away. But I kind of go wherever invites me. So yeah.
Next summer season, one of the festivals needs to book you to come and play because your music will be super uplifting at a festival, I think.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what do we got in store as far as new music goes? Obviously the new song we've already played. Albums on the way?
Yes, I'm just mixing my new album at the moment. So the chap I mentioned before, Ed Harcourt, we promised ourselves 3 albums. So we've done Wanderlust, we've done Familiar, and this is the final instalment. So we're just mixing it at the moment, and I'm really excited about it. It sounds really good. So it's sounding exactly what I wanted. So yeah. It'll come out next year.
Oh, early next year. Okay. All right.
Yeah. We're just finishing it all off, and then I've got another thing. I'm doing another project, and then I'll do my album. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Sophie, thank you. It's been great to talk to you on the show. Next time, when you're in Cornwall, we'll get you a coffee cake. Actually, no, we'll get you a Victoria sponge. That would
Get me all the cake, so I don't know what mood I'll be in by then.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Great to speak to you.
Red velvet. I don't need that one.
Okay, not the red velvet. All right. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.